Hello, future biologists. Welcome to a fascinating journey inside the cell. Today, we are exploring the endoplasmic reticulum, or ER, the cell's internal factory. We'll uncover how it makes vital proteins and lipids essential for life. Whether you're just starting or aiming for advanced insights, we have content for every level: easy, medium, hard, and hardest. Let's dive into the microscopic world. Ready for the basics? Let's discover the ER, the busy network that keeps our cells running smoothly. Imagine your cell as a bustling city. The endoplasmic reticulum, or ER, is like its major highway system and manufacturing district. It's a vast, interconnected network of membranes, forming sacs and tubes that spread throughout the cell. It even connects directly to the nucleus, the cell's control center. Its main job? To build and transport many of the cell's important materials. Think of it as the cell's internal workshop, ensuring everything gets where it needs to go. This amazing organelle is so crucial that cells simply couldn't function without it. Now, let's meet the two main types of ER. First, the rough ER, or RER. It looks rough because it has tiny dots called ribosomes attached to its surface. These ribosomes are the cell's protein builders. So, the RER is primarily where proteins are made, especially those meant to leave the cell or become part of its outer membrane. On the other hand, we have the smooth ER, or SER. As its name suggests, it's smooth because it lacks ribosomes. The SER is a master at making lipids, which are fats, and also helps detoxify harmful substances in the cell, like poisons. It even stores calcium. So, RER for proteins, SER for lipids and detoxification, two specialized factories in one network. Time to test your understanding of the basics. Think about these questions. 1. What's the visual difference between rough ER and smooth ER? 2. Which type of ER is mainly responsible for making proteins? And 3. Can you name one crucial function of the smooth endoplasmic reticulum? Take a moment to recall what we just learned. Let's go a bit deeper into the ER structure and its fascinating, interconnected functions. The endoplasmic reticulum is a truly dynamic and extensive organelle, acting like a continuous membrane system that stretches from the outer nuclear membrane all the way through the cytoplasm. It forms a complex labyrinth of flattened sacs, known as cisternae, and tubular structures. The space inside these membranes, called the lumen, is like a special, separate compartment, different from the rest of the cell's fluid. This unique environment allows for highly specific biochemical reactions to occur efficiently, without interference from other cellular processes. It's a key feature that makes the ER so effective as a cellular factory and network. The rough ER, or RER, is easily recognized by the ribosomes studded on its surface. These ribosomes are not just random, they are specifically synthesizing proteins destined for secretion, membrane insertion, or delivery to other organelles like the Golgi apparatus. As a protein is being made, it actually starts to enter the RER lumen through a special channel. Once inside, these proteins undergo critical modifications. They are folded into their correct 3D shapes, often with the help of specialized, chaperone proteins. Sugars might be added in a process called glycosylation, and disulfide bonds are formed to stabilize them. This ensures every protein is perfectly structured before it moves on. Moving on to the smooth ER, or SER, which doesn't have ribosomes and looks more tubular. Its functions are incredibly diverse. Firstly, it's the main factory for various lipids, including the phospholipids that form our cell membranes, and important steroid hormones like estrogen and testosterone. Secondly, in organs like the liver, the SER is a detoxification powerhouse, breaking down drugs and poisons to make them harmless. Thirdly, it acts as a crucial storage facility for calcium ions. This controlled release and uptake of calcium is vital for everything from muscle contraction to nerve impulses. Lastly, it plays a role in carbohydrate metabolism. Quite a versatile organelle, isn't it? Now, let's explore the S functions with a bit more detail. 1. Can you describe the structural difference between RER and SER? 2. What specific type of proteins are synthesized on the RER? 3. Besides lipid synthesis, name 2 other important functions of the SER. 4. Why is the air lumen considered a distinct compartment? And 5. How do proteins get from the ribosomes on the RER into the air lumen? Take your time to formulate your answers. Ready to dive deeper? Let's analyze the S's intricate mechanisms and its crucial connections within the cell. The endoplasmic reticulum is far more than just a network, it's a highly dynamic and essential organelle. Its extensive system of tubules and flattened sacs, or cisternae, is continuous with the outer nuclear membrane, providing a vast surface area for countless biochemical reactions. The air lumen, that internal space, offers a unique aqueous environment, allowing for specialized conditions distinct from the cytosol. This dynamic nature means the air is constantly remodeling itself through processes of fusion and fission, adapting to the cell's changing needs. It's truly at the heart of protein and lipid synthesis, modification, and transport, fundamentally maintaining cellular balance. Let's look closer at the RER's precision. Proteins destined for the outside of the cell or for membranes begin their journey here through a process called cotranslational translocation. This involves a signal recognition particle, or SRP, guiding the ribosome and its developing protein to the RER membrane. The protein then threads through a channel into the lumen. Once inside, crucial modifications occur. Chaperone proteins like BEP and calnexin ensure proper folding. N-linked glycosylation adds specific sugar chains, important for stability and recognition. Disulfide bonds, essential for protein structure, are also formed. A robust quality control system ensures only perfectly folded proteins continue their journey. The SER, while lacking ribosomes, exhibits remarkable metabolic versatility. It's the primary site for synthesizing vital lipids like phospholipids and cholesterol, and all steroid hormones. In liver cells, the SER is a detoxification powerhouse, packed with cytochrome P450 enzymes that neutralize drugs and poisons, making them easier to excrete. But its role doesn't stop there. The SER is also the cell's main reservoir for calcium ions, actively pumping them in and releasing them when needed. This precise calcium regulation is critical for muscle contraction, nerve signaling, and many other cellular processes. Furthermore, in the liver, it helps regulate blood sugar by converting stored glycogen into glucose. Now, for some more challenging questions. 1. Explain the process of cotranslational translocation into the RER. 2. List 3 specific modifications proteins undergo in the RER lumen. 3. How does SER contribute to detoxification in liver cells? 4. Describe SER's role in calcium homeostasis. 5. What is N-linked glycosylation and its importance? 6. Briefly explain air quality control. And 7. Mention one disease linked to air dysfunction. Think critically about the details we've covered. For the ultimate challenge, let's unravel the air's deepest secrets, its role in disease, and its implications for cutting-edge science and engineering. The discovery of the endoplasmic reticulum spans decades, with early observations by Garnier and detailed characterization by pioneers like Keith Porter, Albert Claude, and George Palade in the 1940s using electron microscopy. Pallade's Nobel-winning work definitively established its central role in protein secretion, laying the groundwork for understanding the secretory pathway. The distinct rough and smooth regions became clear with the visualization of ribosomes. Today, advanced techniques like cryo-electron tomography allow us to appreciate its incredibly dynamic and continuous tubular cisternal network. The air lumen itself is a massive, specialized compartment, comprising up to 10% of the cell's total volume, creating a unique biochemical environment for complex reactions. The RER's protein maturation pathway is a marvel of cellular engineering. It begins with co-translational translocation, where a signal recognition particle, or SRP, effectively pauses protein synthesis and guides the ribosome to the RER membrane, docking it onto the Sec61 translocon channel. The nascent polypeptide then threads through this channel into the lumen. Inside, a suite of processes ensures protein integrity. Signal peptidase cleaves the initial signal peptide. Chaperone proteins like BEP, calnexin, and calreticulin diligently guide folding. Oligosaccharyl transferase performs N-linked glycosylation, adding vital sugar chains, and protein disulfide isomerase forms crucial disulfide bonds. This entire system is backed by robust quality control, which ensures only perfectly folded proteins proceed, while misfolded ones are targeted for air-associated degradation, or ARID. The SER, devoid of ribosomes, is a multifaceted metabolic hub with functions extending far beyond simple lipid synthesis. It's the primary site for the creation of all phospholipids, cholesterol, and steroid hormones, with specific enzymes embedded in its membrane. In detoxification, particularly in the liver, the SER hosts the cytochrome P450 system, which modifies lipid-soluble toxins into water-soluble forms for excretion. Critically, the SER acts as the cell's main calcium reservoir. Sarcoendoplasmic reticulum Ca superscript 2 ATPase, or SERCA, pumps calcium into the lumen, while IP and ryanodine receptors precisely control its release into the cytosol, regulating fundamental processes from muscle contraction to neurotransmission. Furthermore, in liver cells, glucose 6-phosphatase within the SER membrane is essential for releasing free glucose into the bloodstream, playing a vital role in carbohydrate metabolism. It's also involved in forming lipid droplets for energy storage. When the S capacity for protein folding is overwhelmed, perhaps by genetic mutations or stress, it triggers a state known as a stress. Cells respond with the unfolded protein response, or UPR, an adaptive mechanism involving three key sensors, PERK, IR1, and ATF6. PERK reduces overall protein synthesis, IR1 splices XBP1 mRNA to boost their capacity, and ATF6 upregulates chaperone genes. The UPR aims to restore balance, but prolonged stress can lead to programmed cell death. The ER also forms specialized mitochondria-associated membranes, or MAMs, which are crucial contact sites for lipid and calcium transfer between the ER and mitochondria, integrating their functions. ER dysfunction is implicated in a wide array of diseases, including neurodegenerative disorders, diabetes, and cancer, making it a significant target for therapeutic intervention. From a bioengineering perspective, understanding these pathways allows us to optimize recombinant protein production and explore new drug delivery systems. Here are the first 5 advanced questions. 1. Discuss the key steps in co-translational translocation into the RER, naming major molecular players. 2. Elaborate on N-linked glycosylation in the RER, including its synthesis and functions. 3. Describe how SER in hepatocytes contributes to detoxification and carbohydrate metabolism. 4. Explain ER stress and detail the 3 main UPR branches. And 5. What are mitochondria-associated membranes and their significance? Take your time to craft comprehensive answers. And here are the remaining 5 advanced questions. 6. How does the air quality control system differentiate between properly folded and misfolded proteins, and what happens to misfolded proteins? 7. Provide a specific example of a human disease directly linked to a dysfunction, and briefly explain the underlying mechanism. 8. Discuss the engineering implications of understanding air function in the context of recombinant protein production. 9. Compare and contrast the roles of BEP, calnexin, and calreticulin in protein folding within the RER. And 10. Explain how the SER regulates cytosolic calcium levels and why this regulation is critical for diverse cellular processes. These questions challenge your deep understanding. Thank you for joining this deep dive into the endoplasmic reticulum. We hope you've gained a comprehensive understanding of this vital cellular organelle, from its basic functions to its complex mechanisms and disease implications. For more engaging and in-depth educational content across various subjects and levels, visit us at synapse.omaps.in. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for regular updates and new lessons. Keep exploring the wonders of science. See you in the next session.